Shalom. Call hello, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakaha, Kwadash. Double honors unto the apostles, double honors unto the elder bishops. Salutations to all my fellow laborers doing this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedom to do so, now more so than ever. The would-be judges, the 144,000, the tabernacle of David ordained in the Bible through the holy word. All right. And the word became flesh. And his name is Yahushai, not JC. The world fraudulently and falsely referred to him as JC. All right. He's coming to set up his government, his people, 12,000 men from each of the 12 tribes of Israel, who primarily make up the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Facts. Despite how you feel and think about it. Whom are scattered among all people upon the face of the earth. So this is not a black only thing. And anyone saying that is just unlearned, stupid, and not spiritual, very carnal. All right, you can't be scattered among heathen nations and still look like. And to the rest of the scattered elect that are scattered, again, I say shalom. And to the few sisters, the Akwaf, that are listening and learning. This is your brother Malcolm from the branch of the Great Millstone here in Chicago, coming at you with another lesson in truth. My spirit is aligned right now with the beloved brother Rakar Kwam, the elder bro over there across the pond in London. And he just did this video of the hills have IQ. The devils are done. And for them to revert back to this, with all the advances that have been made to society by so-called Negroes, which is easily identifiable and you can look up, okay? Hundreds of household items that made life easy in American life were created by Negroes. So how is it that they did, this IQ, which is pseudoscience? We were warned, let me read it, because that's one of my favorite scriptures. With these false statistic numbers that they create to uplift false narrative and lies. But Timothy warned us of this. All right, like that 13%. That's a false number. That's a lie. All right, but this is 1 Timothy 6:20, and it reads, O Timothy, keep that which is committed to thy trust, avoiding profane and vain babblings and oppositions of science falsely so called, which that would be what? Darwinism. The creation of Johann Blumenbach, the Negroid, Mongoloid, and Caucasoid. And then how they deny the Bible, but then try to match up this falsely created pseudoscience to the Bible and try to make that Ham, Shem, and Japheth. And which is a lie, because all three of both Ham, Shem, and Japheth were all of Negroid features, for lack of a better word. They were all dark men. The anomaly, the weirdo, the strange one was Esau. Because why? Esau was born with the mark of Cain. What was the mark of Cain? Cain was given leprosy for the murder of his brother. That was his punishment. All right. He came back later as Esau, which also was punishment to the sons of God. That Esau would be elevated. That's Daniel 4:17. And it reads, this matter is by the decree of the watchers and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know. See, and they don't want to acknowledge, and what Christians and these people don't want to acknowledge, the record of which is written in the Bible. The religion of Christianity does not align itself with scriptures and prophecy at all. All right, it says, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and set up over it the bases of men. The Lord told you that he was going to put the lowest piece of shit in charge of the earth as punishment to his hard-headed children, to his hard-headed sons and daughters who disobeyed him, and make them become a no people and lose their heritage. And then he even told you in the Bible that another people would raise up and claim that heritage. All right? Whom are the Khazar deniers. So without any further ado, let's play I'm gonna play like the first 5 minutes of the bros video. And then come in with a barrage of scriptures and commentary. Maybe even got a video I'll play to show you how they use pseudoscience and they use laws to to play victim and to unfairly set themselves up to be above people. All right, not through anything, and they've done none of this of their own merit. The Lord set them up, and then they put systems in place to keep them above others, and then want to turn around and brag about this fictional IQ shit that they just made up out of nowhere.
Like to give all praises unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Waharakah Kodash, and double honors unto the apostles and the elders of the great millstone, and honors to you brothers out there in the highways and the byways, teaching his word in all sincerity and truth. Let's play this devil, man.
And the reason that 92% of the world hates us is because, and the reason that 92% of the world hates us is because of who we are.
Right. Now,
so he just admitted that they're only 8% of the world, yet they come with that bullshit number about 13% here in America. All right, knowing that Edomites typically don't have children until they're damn near 40 years old. Jake starts having children in their teenage years, which biblically they're supposed to. They're late teens.
What he should say, well, the rest of the world hate us because we're wicked and we've dealt wickedly.
Yeah, so land theft, false history, robbery, slavery, murder, the grape, pseudoscience, that has nothing to do with it. They hate us because of our so-called high IQ. Yeah.
But he's not going to do that because that would be accepting the truth, right? He's going to have to make it about something else.
Our cultures look different. Our economies look different. Our societies look different because the people are different. And the biggest driver of difference is this.
IQ. So the reason that all these different peoples, all right, collectively hate the so-called white man is not because of anything he's done. It's not because of anything he's done. Basically, what he's trying to say is they're jealous. Everyone is jealous of them because they're so high IQ, and so they're better than everyone else. And this is the reason why they are the first world. This is the reason why they have all this money and all these, all of these different things. It's not because they're the devil that the Bible speaks of. It's simply because they have superior intelligence and everyone just hates on them. This is what Esau's running with.
It's just IQ.
Yeah, it's IQ. We was high IQ and shit. Our IQs are just so big. This is the problem. Everyone else is low IQ.
What's going on here is that the earth, Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? So he covered up the people who really laid the foundations of wisdom, of understanding in the earth, and put his face there. He's lies. Just like in the video from yesterday, you don't have to sabotage, you don't have to hamstring the progress of people that are lesser than you and set up systems of constant suppression and that uplift this false narrative of white superiority. You're not white, you're red. Your shirt is white. Your skin is kind of pinkish red, just like the Bible describes you, Esau. Okay? That is why you're where you are. The Lord, as punishment, put you in the position where you are to punish the Israelites and literally the rest of the melanated world because they have to deal with your red ass too. All right, because you oppress them as well. None like the Israelites, though.
This is crazy, man. This man has to be put into a pit immediately.
IQ is not the only factor in life that's drives success, but it's the single most important factor.
I'll tell you what's driving the success. The Bible tells you these are the ungodly which prosper in the world. This is the success. See, the success that you Edomites have achieved is simply because the Lord allowed you, he put you in position, right? The devil. Let's get Job 9:24. This man is taking the bertie, man. Your high IQ. Ain't got nothing to do with your IQ. This is what it's got to do with Job 9:24. It's the will of the Lord. Job 9:24 says that the earth is given into the hand of the wicked, which is you Edomites. You're the wicked, and the earth was given into your hand. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof, if not where and who is he? Because the true and rightful judges of the earth is really the Israelites. But
exactly. All right. And we're living in a time of age when they've been exposed. 2 Thessalonians 2:8. And then that wicked be revealed. And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy the brightness with the brightness of his coming. The Lord sent the prophets to challenge your pseudoscience, to expose you, to show where you've lied, to challenge and show real history and show the history that you've hidden and covered up that doesn't align with facts. Your math is not mathing. That's what's going on here. Over the contrary, and then you claim to be the people of the Lord. And the Bible tells you over and over again that Esau, Edom, would do that in the end of days. This is Isaiah 34:8. For it is the day of Yahweh's vengeance and the years of recompenses for the controversy of Zion. There's a controversy over who the Israelites are. And it's mainstream now because Candace Owens is telling you that the real Jews are so-called black people. And guess what? She's telling you the truth because the Bible, well, the Hebrew Israelites been telling you that, since the 1970, since about 1969, 1970, on the internet since 2007. When Great Millstone went live on the internet, the apostles and the elders, the elder bishop, the big bros. All right. They've been on the front lines of this battle for a long time, man.
Due time, the Lord's going to put them into position. The earth is going to be given into the hand of the saints. But right now it's in the hand of the wicked, right? And you are the ungodly. Let's get that. The ungodly that prosper in the world. Mm-hmm. And you don't prosper because you got the highest IQ. You prosper because you're the wicked, and this is your time. This is the time for the wicked to prevail. The time for the wicked to triumph. But it's only a short time.
Yeah.
And you're at the end of that time. And now you want to invent being a victim. This is Psalm 73:12. Behold, these are the ungodly who prosper in the world. They increase in riches. You're the ungodly. Forget IQs. You are the ungodly.
Then let me tag team with the brother. Hold on, bro. Let me tag me in. Hold on. Let me put the boot to the face. This is Proverbs 10:7. And it reads, the memory of the just is blessed, but the name of the wicked shall rot. Boot to the face. Let me tag the bro back in.
You're Satan. You're that old serpent, that dragon. And it was given unto you to have the supremacy over the earth in these last days. And the way you achieve that, the way that supremacy manifests itself is through wickedness.
Through wickedness, through slavery, through murder. All right? Like I said in the beginning, land theft, false history, robbery, slavery, murder, grape, pseudoscience, the stealing of heritages, of you showed up on ships to strange and new lands, and all you brought was disease. Different. You brought herpes and gonorrhea, and then later on with your pseudoscience, you begin to create things. Hell, HIV has a patent. It has a patent. You truly are the wicked, the devil that the Bible speaks of. and then through the scattering. We were scattered. And how? Through slavery. This is, let me run through a series of scriptures on that. This is Job. I'm going to hand it back to the bro. Tag him back in. This is Job 3:2. And it reads, I will also gather all nations at the water. We're at this time now. And bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, and will plead with them there for my people, for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. The land is parted right now. You got Hamites, Amalekites, and all these other people in the Holy Land. And the children of Israel, the sons of Israel, are scattered to the four winds of the earth. They're not there. Okay? You got another people that stood up in a place and claiming to be them. All right? This is Nahum 3:18. And it says, O thy shepherds, O king of Assyria, thy nobles shall dwell in the dust. Thy people is scattered upon the mountains, and no man gathered them. All right? We're not gathered, man. We're scattered still. Okay? Second Ezra. This is Second Ezra 5 and 28. And now, O Lord, why thou hast given this one people over unto many, and upon the one root hast thou prepared others? Why hast thou scattered thy only one people among many? Why? Because we transgressed. That is the only reason that you're where you are. Right? And then you set up systems of continual oppression to keep us in these situations, to keep us down. You know, check the video I did yesterday on because this, I think I'm gonna put this one up on the historical critical race historical facts channel. You know, not theory. I believe I did that one on Maccabean Spirit, GMS Maccabean Spirit. But I want Sirach. Yeah, this is Sirach 48 and 15. For all this the people repented not, neither departed they from their sins. This is why we fell. Till they were spoiled, and Esau spoiled the hell out of us, and carried out of their land, and scattered throughout the earth, and yet remained a small people, and a ruler in the house of David. And now that's scattered as well. But see, we got scattered. That's it. A nation divided cannot stand. So the northern and southern kingdom divided, and we fell, and we've been on the bottom ever since. Scattered and no people. In this last captivity, Esau didn't even let us know who we were. See, all the other captivities, at least we knew we were the Israelites. But the Lord took it away, so if we didn't know we were Israelites, we didn't know the language. This is how we got cut off from our heritage. As Jeremiah 17:4 tells you. The Israelites will be cut off from their heritage. They wouldn't know who they were. All right? They'd have no idea. And then all these scriptures that tell you that Esau, Edom has stood up in our place. And now, let me see. And now pretend that they're us.
This is Curious Curious Joel, a village of 44,000 Hasidic Jews in upstate New York that primarily speak Yiddish,
Smoking,
have an average of 7
covering
kids
up the
per
crowns of
family,
their head.
rely heavily on state assistance and welfare programs like Medicare, SNAP, housing assistance, and tax credits from their many kids. How many kids do most people have out here?
17, 18.
How do they afford 17, 18 kids?
They are proud to do what the Torah says, that you need to be multiple and fruitful.
Wow, how do people afford to have like 10 kids out here?
The community is based on this.
So is it wealthy members of the community give charity?
Yes, mostly.
I don't talk to suspicious person.
How am I suspicious? Do you study Torah?
You work for Hamas?
What do you do for work? How do you make money? Your wife?
I'm doing home care.
Brokerage, construction.
Are most people on Medicaid, SNAP, EBT?
I don't know. I can't speak for other people.
What about you?
I'm not going to tell about myself.
The one thing I am curious about, though, is the welfare use. Are you on welfare?
No. The Jewish people, just in case Joel, their taxes covers everything that we take back. They pay a lot of property tax.
You know anyone on welfare here?
I won't comment on that question.
Come on.
No.
Why not?
No.
What do you guys do for work here? You guys have like businesses, work a job, study Torah?
I have a job.
What do you do?
I'm in sales.
What do you sell?
Food.
Okay. What food do you sell?
Chocolate.
What? I feel like I'm getting bamboozled right here. Excuse me. You guys take EBT. What percentage of people would you say use EBT for their groceries here?
100%.
100%? What percentage would you say?
35%.
A little bit difficult to conclude what to take away from that. Let's pop in here and say shalom. Synagogue? Lots of people praying. I'm not sure the schedule exactly, but 9 o'clock sharp, not at work. Question for you. What do most men do for work here? Can you give me some ideas? I'm just asking Hasidic Jews out here. What do you mean? Do people here survive off of welfare?
There is
BT?
a percent, like all of the communities. They have 8 kids. You can also get benefits.
It's 2:59. Why are people at work?
These are all teenagers.
How old are you?
I'm 21.
You gotta wonder what these people do for employment. So if you want to talk about Sharia law and people living in a theocratic ethnic enclave, look no further. Curious Joel is an example of only Jews living here, and a lot of them are tapping into welfare benefits. This is
Yeah,
Curious
so
Joel.
while they're talking about the Somalians, nobody gets it like they do. All right? In the billions. The Somalian is a deflect and a diss track. All right? Even Benjamin Netanyahu came out and said that how he was going to stop taking the 3.8 billion yearly. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. They get way more than that. This is why they're living so well. All right? You know, we all heard the breakdown when the woman, you know, each child gets a certain amount of money every month, and then the mother gets a certain amount of money for them, and it goes into a certain bank account, and by the time they're 18, 19 years old, they're millionaire status. You would understand why 4 or 5 of them get together, and then you have all of a sudden you've got, you know, entertainers, restaurants. You've got nightclubs and bars, jewelry stores. Every whole system. So so not only did was things set up for Esau, Edom, but it was especially set up even higher for the Khazar deniers, to the point where Edom is angry at them. That's why the Edomite was putting them on blast and exposing them, because now the Esau, Edom, the lower tier of the Edomites are falling and losing everything and becoming poor in the same boat and ship as Negroes, Latinos, and natives now. Okay? Now they got a problem with the Khazar deniers.
Lying, murder, right through sin. It's not that you're just these good civilized people and you're just smart, and no, you're the devil, man. What are we doing here? Everyone hates you because you're high IQ. No, they hate you because you're the devil, that you deserve to be hated. You are hateful.
Mm-hmm.
You're the villain. That's why everyone hates you. You're a villain, Esau. That's why you're hated. You deserve hate. What are we doing here, man? But you see, they flatter themselves. They try and ignore. They want to tell a different story. That's all it is. They want to run a different PR. Oh, we're not the devil. Oh, we're just good, Christian, God-fearing people. We don't know why these people don't like us. Oh, they're only poor because they're stupid.
Which is exactly. This is a couple more scriptures, man. We're gonna wrap this up because I got to get ready to make moves and unfortunately go to work, and then I get to link up with the brothers and do the blessed work of Yahweh Bashem Abishai. So this is Ezekiel. Let's go to Ezekiel. A scripture that the rabbis avoid, Christians avoid, concerning this prophecy. Ezekiel 36:5. Therefore thus saith the Lord power, surely in the fire of my jealousy have I spoken against the residue of the heathen, and against all Idumea, which have appointed my land into their possession. The Bible is giving you the record and the witness that the Idumeans, the Edomites, appointed the Holy Land into their hands. All right? The 1925, hold on, before I finish that scripture, I don't want to say it wrong, so I'm going to just go to the receipt. Let's just go to the receipt. Here we go. I was right. Esau, Edom is modern Jewry. 1925 Jewish Encyclopedia, Volume 5, page 44. And they are not Israel or Judah. Okay? Edomites began to call themselves Hebrews and Israelites in the 1860 Encyclopedia Judaica, 1971, Volume 10 and 23. And there's also one that gives very similar information from 1905. Okay? And there's also one from 1980 that says something very similar too. Now all of a sudden, with Bibi, Net, and Dudu, all of a sudden, they're the actual people. Not according to scripture, not according to history, not according to your own scholars and your own records. Okay? Ezekiel 36:5. Therefore thus saith the Lord power, surely in the fire of my jealousy have I spoken against the residue of the heathen, and against all Idumea, which have appointed my land into their possession, with the joy of all their heart, with the spiteful minds, to cast it out for a prey. So we've been casted out and scattered, and then these bases of men are sitting in our home, claiming to be us, while creating pseudoscience to place themselves above us. Call halal Yahweh Bahasham Yahushai Bahasham Wakaha Kudash Kwam Yasharala Abba Babal.